What's up, guys? Real quick video here on basically OEM versus aftermarket gaskets and why the OEM gaskets are always going to be better. What I want to show you is these are the OEM Kawasaki gaskets, and as you can tell, let me see if I can put a little light on this. Both gaskets they're okay. The aftermarket gaskets are just a plain paper gasket. The OEM gaskets are paper, but they are impregnated with a semi-hard, you can see that sheen has kind of shiny. These gaskets have a coating, and you can actually take your fingernail and scrape that off. There is kind of a waxy polymer, plastic, whatever coating on these gaskets, so when you put everything together and you bolt it down, it makes a positive seal. Coming over here to the aftermarket Chinese gaskets, these will work in a pinch. It's basically just a black paper pasteboard gasket. However, you can make this gasket into this gasket, and let me show you how. Folks, they make several different kinds of spray gasket. This is the copper spray gasket by Permatex. This works phenomenally well with like multi-layer gaskets on the Kawasaki liquid cooled engines. This is almost as a matter of fact, it says in the service manual to treat your gaskets with a high temp copper gasket material, which is in this can right here. You just shake it up real good, and then we're going to lightly dust our gaskets front and back. You don't have to goop it on, just get it on there, and look at all the copper flakes floating around. Do y'all see that on camera? That's crazy, isn't it? Don't breathe this stuff. I definitely recommend a respirator, or at least a in mask, or whatever they call those things. Once you get them sprayed, it should look something like that on both sides. Now, the trick here is to let this stuff dry. It does not give a drying time on the can, but it just says allow the solvent to dissipate before assembly. Now, when this is dry, it's going to be tacky, so don't grab the gasket like that. You're going to put the gasket on, you're going to bolt your parts together, and it's going to make a permanent seal, a good strong bond for whatever you're trying to bolt together, whether it be, in my case, a carburetor on a Kawasaki or water pump, what have you. This stuff is phenomenal. I love this stuff. The pros and cons to spraying your gaskets like this: one of the pros is that, of course, it's going to seal better. It's going to take up any warpage that you may have in your parts. One of the cons is whenever you go to disassemble your parts, it's going to be stuck like Chuck, buddy. You're going to have to wrestle to get your parts apart. So I particularly like to use this method, especially on these Kawasaki engines that have the air horn that just sticks right off the carburetor. Those air horns are notorious for warping. And even if you do have the OEM gasket, it does not hurt to treat your gaskets with copper coat. Matter of fact, I just go ahead and do any gasket this way. Slide your gasket on, lining up your atmospheric vent hole, and then slide on your air horn. Tighten down your nuts, and we should be good to go.